Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. Bitcoin is currently trading at 111,863 US dollar. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade with cheap takeoff fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which has a similar trading volume to Bitget, OKX and Bybit, but as you can see, the takeoff fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges. And on top of that, you get an additional 20% discount on those low takeoff fees if you use my referral link, which you can find in the video description. Also, 100 pairs, 0 fees just on mexc. And here you can trade some popular altcoins without any fees on mexc. So let's get to Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks good to me. Good to me as long as we hold the 110,270 US dollar. Because if we don't get a major push to the upside, then this can also be a double top pattern. And we will also get it that many bearish patterns are going to form over the time, but if they don't get activated, then the bearish pattern is worth nothing. Remember this. We will be still bullish if we get a bounce at 110,270 US dollar. We can still break to the upside. So the target of 114,380 US dollar is still ongoing. That's the target of this bullish pennant, which we formed here over the time, where we got the breakout, retest, and again another retest, and I put the length of that bullish pennant, the pump to the upside, to the last retest, and that's showing me 114,800 US dollar, 500 US dollar. Let me zoom in. 114,350 US dollar. So we also have a resistance line that's on the weekly chart, connecting all the all-time highs. This is currently at 113,800 US dollar, but here we can also get plus minus 1,000 US dollar, so keep that in mind. I also have put you here a purple box on the chart. That purple box is between 112,500 US dollar to 115,000 US dollar. That's a box where I would say those price marks are psychologically marks where people probably tend to take profits. So since we are in the all-time high area, anytime soon a big player can take profits. We have seen it here with this major push to the downside. It looks scary, but it is like this. Trading in all-time high area is always, we can go up, but we will get many pullbacks which are very fast, because if we get the push to the upside and we sell off, people think that this was our all-time high and going short, trying to push the price to the downside, but nope, we decide to go a bit higher, liquidate all the short players here and push for another all-time high. We have seen it in the last push in the end of 2024, where we got from 75,000, I think, instantly to 90,000 US dollar or 85,000 US dollar. There we have seen it, that we got many pullbacks, but the price pushed more and more to the upside. So it can still happen. We can even overshoot the 115,000 US dollar. So we have to see for bearish patterns. This double top pattern, if that breaks to the downside at 110,270 US dollar, the target would be the 108,700 US dollar. And then we have to see, are we going to get a long squeeze? If yes, then we can get a major pullback. And maybe this was our all-time high for this month. And then we have to see when we are going to form another one. I don't want to say that if we break that price mark that we don't have any chance getting another all-time high. But if we break it to the downside, then yeah, the chance is going to get higher and higher that here we had our all-time high. So we have to see, we can still push to the upside. If we take out the resistance here from the tops, then we can push to the upside, use it later as resistance, and even push more to the upside. But also keep in mind, the next video I'm going to do is tomorrow. What is going to happen until tomorrow? I can't tell you that. But if we get one push to the upside with a sell-off, then we can also get an head and shoulders formatation, which would also get in bearish pattern. So we talked a lot about Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks good to me. I want to talk about the altcoins, but in connection with Bitcoin. So if we get a nice push to the upside into that purple box and we consolidate in that area, means we go sideways or form even another bullish pattern or form over the time bearish patterns, something like we go somehow in that purple box. If that is going to happen, then over the time the altcoins have some time to shine. BTC dominance. It looks like we have said, I don't know if it was yesterday or 2 days ago, that we had here an head and shoulders formatation, which broke to the upside, which got its retest. Follow through. The target of that head and shoulders formatation already got hit. I always take the length of the shoulder, put it to the breakout point. We already see we hit the target. And we didn't form any other bullish patterns, which can tell us that the Bitcoin dominance is going to increase. If the Bitcoin dominance is going to get its push to the upside, then Bitcoin is going to outperform the altcoins. For an altcoin season or altcoin push, we want to see this, getting the Bitcoin dominance to the downside. We have also broke a trend line with 3 touch points to the downside, retested it, and we are going currently for the second retest. If we fail the retest, if we get the retest and we sell off and we get a push lower than 63.4%, then I think the altcoins have a good time to shine. So let's jump into the first altcoin, Ethereum. So we have said yesterday in the video, the candle we were talked about yesterday was this green candle, which got a major push to the upside. This looked like that we are going to break out. We got some strength, because we also got strength before where the retest failed. Yeah, here was the retest, but the follow through missed. So in the end of the day, we sold off, but not as much. This was just a pullback. That was the stage yesterday, that we get a nice push to the upside. In the end of the day, our candle didn't close over 2,590 US dollar. So our long signal didn't get activated. Instead, we got this major push to the downside. Other altcoins did much more worse than Ethereum, but this was just the pullback, as we can see now. We have seen it, for example, for Dogecoin, that this push to the downside was just a retest. We have seen it for maybe Cardano. Yeah, Cardano. This push to the downside was just a retest of a bullish pattern. We will talk about that in the altcoin update. So the sell-off looked very scary, and in that kind of stage, I most likely take my fingers out of trades, because we don't know if we are going to break even more to the downside or if we get a quick buy up to sell again that much. It was the retest, but a scary retest. So what did we do? What could we have traded, and what did we trade? So what could we have traded is this push to the upside here with its retest. I had a drawing yesterday, but I have deleted it because I have done another video 10 minutes ago, but I didn't started the video. So basically I have drew here something, but and deleted some stuff, but in the end what I have said here was we need the breakout with the retest, and then we can get into 2,677 US dollar, which is our first resistance area. If we also break it to the upside, then 2,740 US dollar to 2,780 US dollars going to get the target. That's what I have said yesterday. So here we could have traded it. Here was the breakout candle. A candle closed over 2,590 US dollar. Here was the retest. It just happened within 1 hour or even 30 minutes maybe. Yeah, 45 minutes. Here was the breakout, here was the retest, and here was the follow through. So here was the point where I would have said, okay, it's definitely long. Into the area 2,675 US dollar, that was the target yesterday. This one here. But since this trend line is an upwards trend line, basically we put our price target more to the upside over the time. So let's get back into the 1 hour chart. We failed to break the resistance to the upside, and I think it is a bullish sign at the moment, because what I want to see is that the resistance which we have, and this is a resistance on the daily time frame. Look at the dark blue trend line. It's connecting the lows from here with each other, with the low here, with the retest here. We tried to get over it once, right here, but we failed the retest. If we get a 1 day candle close, a daily candle close over the blue resistance line, and we get another retest on that, then I can even expect that Ethereum is going for the 3,000 US dollar. 2,900 US dollar to 3,100 US dollar is going to get interesting. So, and I like that we didn't get a straight push to the upside, because that just shows me that this resistance is going to work. And what I want to see is that we fail to break out over in resistance on the first attempt. Second attempt can also fail, the third attempt also. But as long as we are in a bullish pattern near to the resistance zone, which we want to break to the upside, it's a bullish sign. And here we have it. I would say this is a baby bull flag, or maybe a falling wedge. If that breaks to the upside, then we can see our push to the upside, hopefully. Yeah, it's currently the 2,672 US dollar, but for sure this is a downtrend line. The price is going to move to the downside over the time, depending on when we are going to break out. So if we get the breakout over the bull flag, maybe we have the strength to get this breakout. And if this is going to happen, then it would be bullish. We hit our first target, the resistance area, but we have still a bigger target on the bigger time frame. We had here an inverted head and shoulders formatation. Oh, I will try it again. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Broke to the upside. I usually take the length of one shoulder, put it to our breakout point. Target 2,700 roundabout 25 US dollar. We can also take the length of the head, this one here. I don't want to count the wick, because I think this one is far much better. Put it to the breakout point, telling me 2,820 US dollar. We also have a fair value gap between 2,740 US dollar to 2,780 US dollar. Those are take profits areas. After that, we have to see if we are just going to get the push on the hour time frame, 1 hour time frame, or 4 hour time frame, where we get a very short term push to the upside and sell off. then we don't get the setup which I have told you, which we need for on the daily time frame, where we get a daily candle close over it with a daily candle retest on this trend line here, on this dark blue trend line, and afterwards the follow through into the 3,000 US dollar. Then it's most likely not going to happen very soon. But we have to see how Ethereum is going to develop. So far it looks good to me. I would be careful if we break the 2,590 US and 90 US dollar to the downside. I don't want to say then here was our local top, most likely. It can just take a bit more longer until we push to the upside, and then we have to see if we are going to form bearish patterns. So far I don't see bearish patterns. I just see a bullish one at the moment. And the ongoing target of the inverted head and shoulders formatation, which is also a bullish one. So I hope that I gave you some valuable information, and see each other in the altcoin update, which is going to get very interesting because many take profits got hit. Thank you.